wind up. And here's the pitch. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Episode 29 of the Pixel Force podcast. This Pixel Force podcast is brought to you by no one yet, but could be brought by you. Put something in the comments.
Brought to you by your comments.
Brought to you
Pretty
by
much.
our
Without
comments
you, we would certainly
and
fail.
our drive all the way to Zach's house.
Our drive to Zach's.
This podcast features three fine gentlemen plus Reinhardt. Reinhardt has joined us. Is he in frame?
Yes, he's in frame.
All right, Reinhardt, one of
Barely.
Zach's Funko Pops.
Yep.
Not sponsored by Blizzard.
Maybe.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag not ad.
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag we just showed Zach the Freaky Friday video by Chris Brown and Little Dicky. And I am too obsessed with that right now. I think I've watched it 20 times.
Yeah. It's weird. I never listened to hip hop. I've been listening to a lot of hip hop lately. I don't know why.
Are we becoming dirtbags?
Kind of.
A little bit.
I mean, I don't listen to.
Zach doesn't approve of it.
I don't listen to the crap you listen to, but you know.
Yeah, I listen to some pretty bad hip hop.
That's just because Boston is your Boston friends have tainted your music listening.
Since the last time we recorded, I've only been to Boston once.
Only.
But I did go to New York City also the weekend after that.
Yeah. Also, last time we recorded was over a month ago.
Yeah, we kind of held off on this one, which means, of course, how we always start these things. We had a really good story, don't we?
Well, what you went to New York City? You said.
I did go to New York City. New York City was all right.
But what was the purpose?
I have a friend who he just moved down there, lives in Upper Manhattan.
Sweet.
Specifically the Spanish Harlem. And, I went and visited him, saw his really tiny apartment.
Nice.
And on his little tiny road, where I parked my little tiny car.
Your car's not that small.
No, it's really not.
No.
But I had to make it small to fit in the parking spot.
The Big Apple. What did you guys do?
The Big Brad and the Big Apple.
Did you go anywhere? Did you?
So immediately after getting to the Big Apple and parking there, instead of going to see his new apartment, I told him to get in the car because we were going to see a New York Red Bulls soccer game.
Right.
That started within an hour.
I forgot about that.
His younger brother, who drove down with me, said at least more than 3 times, probably 7 times that night. He was like, "Guys, I just want to say it again. We saw a really good soccer game today."
That's funny.
They're big soccer fans. I like soccer. They're huge soccer fans of that family. So they were really psyched to see it.
Who'd have thunk MLS would be good soccer?
Yeah, it's good now, Ibrahim.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but this isn't a
You heard it here
podcast.
first.
This is a video game podcast. But
That's
more
right.
importantly, it's a Brad podcast.
It's a Bradcast. Oh, God.
Oh, Jinx, you owe me a 24-ounce Stewart's coffee.
All right, next time. Don't bring any caffeine. I don't know how the fuck you go to sleep after drinking that.
This one's decaf.
Oh, okay. If I drink any caffeine after like 2 p.m., I'm up till like 1 in the morning, dude. Like, no way.
Zach hasn't really talked yet this episode.
Well, you guys were just talking about your story telling to New York City.
That wasn't even my story. It was just he was asking about New York City.
No.
I was asking about caffeine. Zach, you don't drink a lot of caffeine. What do you do in the morning?
He drinks Coca-Cola like
No, but like in the morning when
water.
you get up and you got to get going, what do you do? Like it's not Coke. Like are you cracking a can of Coke like when you wake
brushing
up?
your teeth with Coca-Cola?
No, I'm not brushing my teeth with Coca-Cola.
So what do you do?
No, I just wake up with a hot shower. I don't really
That's
do any
it?
caffeine. Yeah.
Huh. That's respect.
Boring. Actually, no.
I don't drink coffee.
That means
That's probably for the better.
That means he has a better drive than us. Because if I don't
I'm
have
sluggish as hell.
at least like a giant coffee or a Monster or something, I'm done for the day.
No, I don't do coffee and I don't do energy drinks. So.
No, I mean, as you saw from my last episode, I'm a big heavy on the seltzer guy. Respect, right there.
Yeah, seltzer right here.
Seltzer hard.
That was why I brought it too.
Speaking
I
of
was
which,
gonna bring. I swear to God, I was gonna bring regular water, and then I was like, "No, Brad would appreciate this." So
I appreciate it. I'm not. I didn't drink one myself. I'm sorry.
It's not Canada Dry though, so
that's all right. Any seltzer's welcome.
We failed.
Speaking of which, Shave called you out on that.
Yeah, Shave called me out. Our friend Jake Shave called me out in the last episode.
He called you an alcoholic.
Yeah, because I was drinking a seltzer, which he usually sees on my Snapchat that I'm usually drinking craft beer.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing with that.
I mean, you've got an app for your craft beers too.
I do. I'm trying to get to 1,000 beers. I've actually really thought about doing a craft beer podcast sometime. I have a group of friends who they're really into craft beer like I am.
Cool. How many yet?
3. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm in the 370s.
Okay, you still have a ways to go.
I've checked in 396 beers that I know, but I'm keeping track of how many unique beers I try.
Okay.
So I don't care about the total number that goes into the app because I was obviously drinking beer way before I had that app. I care about how many different types of beer I've had. So when I first started the app, I checked off like basic beers I know I've had, like Bud Light, Millers, all those, and they're in the app. They're not high rated, but they're in the app.
They're there.
They're there. Trust me.
Yeah.
But it really the craft beer. So I'll be able to say I've tried at least 1,000 unique beers when I've met my goal.
I'm looking forward to us plugging all of our solo side projects. Like, we already lost Jake. You're gonna end up like doing beer podcasts and like sports podcasts, and then it'll just be either me or Zach left here at Pixel Forces.
Me because of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're gonna lose me for some other.
Wait
reason.
till
like,
you.
I'm gonna get deployed to Kuwait or something.
Oh God.
And then, dude, I'll call in.
No,
sat phone in.
We'll just bring Shave on.
It's go dark really
You're
quick.
Replace me with Shave.
Yeah,
he probably drinks the same much as I do, so that's fair.
Yeah, Shave. You and Shave should start a beer podcast. Go coincide beer and video games.
This is beer and Brad's.
Beer, oh my God.
Oh, we could get if we got the other Jake on, then we'd have beer and Jake's.
Beer and Jake's.
Yeah,
that sounds horrible.
Both Jake's. You guys would work the technical stuff. We'd have cameras flash. I'm not getting into it.
Oh God.
Yeah, we don't have the budget for that.
Should I get into my awesome Boston story that I always?
I was in Boston too since we last recorded.
Yeah, you did. You went and saw your girlie.
Yeah, I'm sure yours was more eventful because we just stayed in and like hermits.
We need to sync up our Boston trips again, and you need to come hang out with me.
Yeah, the problem is like I've already seen Boston, and I was like, wow, this is way too expensive. So whenever I go visit her,
all right.
it's
So
just
half the time we go out to bars. The other half the time we'll go to like people's houses, or we'll create our own fun. Like the next Rough and Rowdy that we go to watch, which is this amateur boxing that's hilarious.
Oh God!
And when I mean amateur, I mean like they have no boxing skills. It's just if you want to fight someone, you go and you're like, I'm fighting him.
So Fight Club?
It's like $1,000 to like sign up. So if you're signing up for this, like you're gonna take the fight seriously, because it's all being broadcasted online, and it's hilarious to watch. There's knockouts. There's just people bad at fighting, and then they have a ring girl competition, which is usually just like really trashy, like women. Like
that's
the whole
what
point,
you go
whoever
for.
is the trashiest usually ends up winning. I'm not trying to be offensive, but that's
So it's
You're
like
like
a reverse beauty contest.
pretty much.
You're like half drunk, like let's.
But yeah, it's more based on like how much you're willing to like play to the crowd more than like how ugly you are.
Showmanship, man.
All right, my story, so we can get talking about video games.
All right.
We get
Is that what this is?
I got some stuff.
We rush through the personal stuff to get to video games. I know how it is.
It always ends up being my personal stuff. All right, so this particularly was on St. Patrick's Day, and
Boy,
hopefully you're not
you
eating
just
right.
dated this podcast a millennial.
Yeah, so if you're eating right now, I'd recommend stop.
Oh God,
Jesus.
Rule number one, if you plan on drinking all day, you have to start in the morning. So we started in the morning, a couple, just low-key, some beers. And I have a friend who just came back from Korea, and he brought back real soju. Now, I don't really know what soju is. It's some type of alcohol. And they sell it in the United States, but in the United States, it's regulated. You only can get 17.5% or 20% bottle. And the whole point is it has no flavor.
sweet.
Has no burn, has no flavor.
So it's like moonshine.
So if you mix it with Coke, no, but moonshine has a lot of burn.
Yeah.
If you mix this with like Coke or whatever, you will barely taste the soju. So they have the 17.5% and the 20% in America. I have a friend who just came back from Korea, and he brought me the 40% from Korea, the unregulated.
Oh
shit.
boy.
And I put that in a cup of Coca-Cola and drank it in like, I don't know, half an hour or something like that. And then we had a lot of time before we went to this party. And they're like, yep. So I poured myself a second cup. As soon as I was like took my first sip from the cup, they're like, oh shoot, it's already 11. We got to go now. Party started half hour ago. I just slammed that cup. 10-minute walk to this party. I'm wasted.
Nice.
Play some drinking games. I get a temporary tattoo placed on my lower back for losing one of the drinking games.
God.
It said, you're lucky. So if anyone saw that while we were out.
I saw a Snapchat of some tramp stamps being
Yeah.
placed on.
Kiss Me, I'm Irish. I think it was on someone else's.
Yeah. It's disturbing.
But at the point, I drank so much soju so fast that I got sick. And I went to this young lady's house. There I went to her bathroom. And by the time I opened the door of the bathroom, I didn't make it to the toilet.
Oh.
So I threw up in her sink.
At least you made it to the sink.
Yes. Sink immediately clogs.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm drunk, so I'm trying to go through plumbing troubleshooting right there. So first thing I do is I add more water. And just
Surprise,
surprise,
that doesn't work.
So shut that off. And then I was looking for any other way to unclog it. And so I then got my hand dirty and had to reach in and start diddling it.
Oh, God, come on.
And that didn't work. So then I washed my hand off, which caused more water to go in the bowl.
Did you think maybe a plunger?
I then found the toilet plunger next to the toilet. And
Well, no, that's his third option instead of the hand.
But it was a sink. That's
For
why I
the
wasn't
sink,
thinking
yeah.
about it. It's a dirty
I
plunger.
still
I'm
go for the
putting it in
plunger over the
sink.
hand.
And so
Yeah.
eventually, I get the plunger, and I don't know how a sink works. So I start plunging. All my puke starts coming out that like backup hole that's like at the top of the sink for the overfill.
Oh.
So as I
forgot about
plunge it,
that.
the puke just comes out the hole on top of the toilet plunger where my hands were. So now my hands are wet again.
It's
I
a
pull the plunger
zero-sum
out.
equation.
I wash the plunger off, put that aside, wash my hands off, put my hands aside. And then it occurred to me, I could just take the little, like, lever that you use to close up the sink. I diddled that like 3 times. It all went down. So it was all this unnecessary work. But I eventually got the sink to go down. She had Clorox wipes in her bathroom. I Clorox wiped her whole bathroom. Walked out. Everyone thought I was just taking a poop. Win-win situation, if you ask me.
And now they know. If any of them listen to this,
Some of them listen to this.
they'll be like, that motherfucker was
Yeah.
in there in a crisis situation.
But I was mature about it. I had a job. I took care of it. Got it done, and it didn't impede anyone else's life.
And then did you drink again or no?
Oh, dude, drank all day.
Oh, God.
There's actually a horrible picture of me that I don't want to tell that. I can tell that story, but it'll be another 2 minutes.
It's the worst. You're just
That'll be
the
for the
worst.
next episode.
Maybe we'll do that for the next episode. It's pretty funny. I'll show you guys the pictures after.
Yeah.
But this is Pixel Force podcast.
Podcast.
We don't talk about drinking stories. All of the podcasts.
Most of it's drinking stories, but not so much puke. That was pretty rough.
I'm sorry. You can resume eating again.
You can resume eating.
But we talk about games, and we talk about our community. Which Zach, I see you have the comments open.
Yeah, I'll throw them in when needed.
Okay.
Or if we don't get to it, I'll throw them in at the end.
So we do listen to our community. We love y'all. Keep posting those comments, and we will answer. We'll answer everything until it gets to the point where we have to regulate it.
If we can't find a spot in our actual episode to throw it in, we'll just do questions at the end.
Yeah.
Just like a big bowl of puke going in the sink.
Oh,
Whenever
God,
it's
come on.
done.
I was
All right,
still,
no,
I
no.
was still thinking about that
now
as
you
you
can
were
resume
talking.
eating. Now you can resume eating.
All right.
I was still thinking about it.
So what
That's
have you
so
guys
gross.
been playing?
Yeah.
I guess we'll start off with that.
What have you been playing, Zach?
Zach.
I've been playing. I beat the second DLC for Assassin's Creed.
Oh. Third episode.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. Third episode in a row.
This is the second DLC.
Oh, okay, right.
Because Brad talked about like he's surprised if I beat this because I'm terrible at that stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's true.
So I'm letting him know that I beat it.
Mm.
I was talking to Cory about this last night. It was a really fun
Raj.
DLC. What?
I said Raj as in like Roger.
Gross.
But
So gross.
it was cool. Like they went along with the whole like mythology thing that they've done with this whole game, and it's sort of like it's another one of those Apple of Eden relics.
Mm.
So it's bringing all of these mummies back to life of ancient pharaohs, and also like bringing a curse upon these multiple towns.
Mm.
But there's multiple times that I go to like the Field of Reeds, which is like their heaven,
Right.
I believe. But I've had to fight multiple like famous pharaohs. Like I fought King Tut, and I fought King Ramses. Those are the two of the major.
And
tough
aren't
ones.
the enemies like just spectral beings? They're not actual humans.
Some of them are. Some of them are like Anubinites. Like they're like Anubis's warriors.
Mm. I heard like the animals are weird. Like they're cats and birds with like human heads.
I haven't seen any cats, but there's the birds with the human. They're like gold masks, and there's
Oh,
also
okay.
giant scorpions.
That's super weird.
So I ask you this question every time you bring up Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Now playing to this point, do you think there will be another Assassin's Creed game, or does this feel like the finale? Because I think the first time I asked you, you said there was, or no, the first time I asked you, you said you weren't sure and you didn't think so. Last time I asked you, I think you said you did feel like there was going to be another one. Now that you've played this DLC, what do you feel like? It's kind of tough because it's a second DLC. So I mean,
I'm saying
pretty warped shit at this point from the main storyline.
I don't know because I don't really know where else they can cover. Of course, we also thought about like the last one.
I'm gonna say you're crazy if you don't think they're gonna make another Assassin's Creed.
They probably are, but
my bigger question is what is up for Ubisoft like this year? Like they already had like they're supporting the shit out of Rainbow Six.
Yep.
They just put out Ghost Recon. There's the Division 2 is on the horizon, but I don't think that's 2. This year. There's
Probably
no
not.
way another Assassin's Creed would be coming out. Like what does Ubisoft have like on the horizon as far as 2018?
I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. So
Just
I don't
we'll
know.
have to wait and see.
That which sounds like maybe they're devoting a lot of time to a new Assassin's Creed, which I don't know. This one was kind of marketed as it's different than all the other ones. The fighting style, how you fight, which it is different.
It's
but
it's a lot cleaner.
It's a lot cleaner, but it's not. It's still Assassin's Creed, right?
Right.
So
I mean, it's not like the old like you have to wait there and just counter. Like you actually have to dodge and parry and attack.
yeah. So I don't know. Do you think they're still riding high on that?
No, because it's not. They're not going to do annual releases anymore. This was the first Assassin's Creed that wasn't
An annual.
coming out a year after the previous one.
Right.
So they're going to either take another 2 or 3 years to get the next one out.
Which I think they made some progression steps.
Yeah,
by
which I
taking
say
extra time.
it was time well spent. I would
Yeah.
say with this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe if they stick with this fighting style, I could see them putting out like another game, but it not being well liked because it'd be like, all right, well now we're just getting the same Assassin's Creed games. They're just farther apart. If they do decide to change some more things, I could see it still being kind of fresh
Yeah.
for people.
I mean, I do like they did incorporate some of like outside the Animus things to do,
Yes,
like a couple things, not anything crazy.
it
But
never is.
I do like the person. Her name's Layla. Like she sort of like built her own Animus to connect to Bayek, and so she's hiding out in a cave from I'm forgetting the name. Yeah, Abstergo. That's what it
Oh
was.
yes.
Just hiding out from them, and apparently now I'm not going to spoil anything. Actually, she's teaming up with someone, and Lisa's possibly going to be another one with the connecting story.
Okay. All right. So there we go. Even more evidence.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been playing that. What else have you been playing, Zach?
Sea of Thieves
Yeah.
that came out.
We haven't talked about Sea of Thieves yet.
And played a bit of Fortnite and Super Hot.
Yeah, super hot. Games of Gold. I haven't.
Yep.
I've been wanting to play that, but I just didn't want to justify. Like, I knew it was a short game. I didn't want to buy it.
Right.
And now it's free with Games of Gold.
I figured why not.
Yeah, it's fun. But I don't want to focus on that. We'll focus on that later. We got new games to talk about.
Sea of Thieves. Let's talk about it.
Insert music there, Zach.
Sea of Thieves is a Microsoft exclusive.
Yep.
Are we just hating on PlayStation players?
No, so
No, you're right. You're hating on PlayStation.
no, I'm not hating on PlayStation at all. I don't think that PS4 players are missing out. They have plenty of other stuff to play. Like God of War is out soon. And
Right.
I would want to be playing that, but I don't have a PlayStation.
Cory's just still making fun of them. Wow, this is
No,
terrible.
I'm not. I love
PlayStation
Sony.
always has a bunch of great exclusives. They're all mainly single player, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Sea of Thieves is literally Microsoft's only child for like the last year and this year.
That is true.
True.
It's their biggest exclusive in the past like freaking 2 years. Or like, and I don't know what they have coming out this year, but
So Zach, I will say, is probably going to be our Sea of Thieves resident expert because he had the beta and all that. As
Right,
if
yeah.
you watched,
Alpha
you
and
know.
all the betas.
Yeah, he had the alpha and then he had the betas. Me and Cory bought it opening day. First day it came out, right?
yeah, I played it day one.
Yeah, I bought it day one. I didn't play it day one because
Yeah.
I wasn't home.
Which it was a little broken at first. There was some progression stuff that wasn't
Working too great.
chiming in when it wanted.
Well, even
when it was
now,
supposed to.
the achievements are coming in.
Yeah, the achievements are like the game's been out for 2 weeks and they're just like adding in achievements and the progression stuff and like
Well, I think PCs had them for a while. It's just like Xbox's achievements were a problem.
right. So if you don't know what Sea of Thieves is, it's like a always online open world sandbox game that's like pirate themed, but you can choose up to like 3 other people plus yourself, or you can sail alone and just go on quests and
So you either go for digging for treasure, going for bounties to find dead captains and kill the raised souls, or do merchant missions where you have to gather a certain amount of things and bring them to a certain location by a certain time.
Right.
Yeah, you're basically in the 1,000-foot view. You're completing missions for one of the 3 factions.
And that's the game, right? It's just grinding rep for those factions,
So,
getting money.
The
Yes.
thing with that is like the main focus of the game is to become legendary, which actually the first kid to hit legendary just happened a couple days ago.
Wow, already. Jeez.
So he had to get level 50 on everything, like
Yeah,
the gold
so it
hoarders,
takes a while.
the Order of Souls, and the
It
trading
is-
company.
It's definitely a treadmill. Like there's a lot of criticism around the game, but
There's also some controversy amongst fans over the person who got it because he didn't truly do it legitly. Like what he did was he would join a party that was about to cash in on their chests, and then he would cash in on all of them without actually going through all the process of digging up the
Oh,
treasure.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's perfect.
yeah, I've done that once or twice. Which it's weird. Joining in with randoms in a video game online, I would never do, but this game is forcing me to do that because sailing solo, 1 is a pain in the ass, 2 it's super stressful, and 3 like it takes so much longer to get shit done. Like it's almost the game is almost forcing me to find random players when you guys aren't on because it's just so much better when you're sailing with other people.
It is, but I do enjoy sailing by myself every once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while it's fine, but like I don't know, man. Like that's the thing is you can get easily outgunned by a 4-man team on a bigger ship than you, and if you have loot on you, they're just gonna take it, and then like that's 2 hours of your progress gone. And I don't know. There's a lot of like weird issues I have with the game, but like overall, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
So it pays to have friends.
Yes.
It pays to have friends. Yeah, don't get Sea of Thieves if you don't have any friends on Xbox.
Or if you're willing to join other people's crews and make friends,
Yeah.
then you can still get the game. I would say.
Yeah, that's a tall
So
order.
how willing are you to play with other people that you don't know? That's you got to be able to put up with that.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't done
You
it.
got
You've
friends?
done it a few times, Cory. How's your experience been?
It's okay. I'd say I've joined with random people about 5 times on a galleon, which is myself randomly matching it with 3 other people. And two of the 5 times it was like great. Like we got so much loot, and they were communicating with me. They invited me like to their voice channel, and we got shit done, and they were nice guys. Then the other 2 times it was either they immediately locked me in the brig because they forgot to like make it so that no one could join their team, or they just weren't communicating and being a pain in the ass, and like I just had to quit.
Although
Like,
they get locked in the brig.
yeah, so it's a hit or miss thing with that, and I don't know, man.
I mean, it's like that with almost every game.
Yeah. The other gripe I have, just real quick, I'm making it sound like I hate the game, but
You
I
hate
actually
the game.
I
He
really
hates
I
the
really
game.
like it. I was playing it solo right before we recorded. The respawning is strange to me. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what systems are in place in the background. Like I have so many questions about like if you're playing if you're playing a solo on a server, does it match you up against mostly other solo players? Like what about like when you respawn, like what is the RNG for putting you near where you were to like say someone sinks your ship and steals your stuff, like is it going to spawn you close so that you have a chance to go back and get your stuff back, or is it,
It does respawn you like right near the area that you died.
okay?
I've had that happen a few times.
Which that doesn't even make any sense because if your ship, the only way that scenario works out is if your ship's been sunk, Cory.
Yeah.
You're alone. Your ship's been sunk. They've grabbed your stuff. The only way that works out is you have to go steal their ship,
well, the
and
mermaid's
just
top.
have that as a ship. Because the whole thing is if you don't have a ship, there's no way in that situation you work out because you're gonna have to go back to an outpost, start all over.
Yeah, well, you have to get on a mermaid and it'll spawn you a new ship.
That's what I'm saying. And so that's the only place. That's the only time. Like I think at that point in their spawning where maybe it needs some work. Once your ship's been sunk, and you've died, I think you've lost your chance to go get back at the crew that took your stuff. I think at that point you should just be you should respawn at like the nearest outpost
Yeah.
with a ship.
I think it's just giving you the option to either, okay, you can go to the mermaid and do that, and spawn at an outpost with a new ship, or you can still try and get that at them.
I don't like the point like how like we had a galleon, 3 of us, and we were going against one guy, and we sunk his ship. We stole his stuff, and we've killed him twice. And we're sailing away from the island, and we still had to worry about him because he spawned somewhat close to our ship, and he was running along the island next to our ship, like trying to get on, which we outran him. But I didn't like that. I was like, we've beaten this guy.
Yeah.
Sunk his ship, we took his shit, and then we left him, and we still had to worry about him.
Yeah, because he knows where you are.
Yeah.
Like, so he'll just keep coming
that
back.
part I didn't like. I think there's a certain point when you've beaten someone, you deserve to, like, okay, you won.
Yeah. I mean, they're still working on the game. They're
Yeah.
rapidly putting out updates, but I'm wondering what they're going to put out content-wise going forward. Like, there's no season pass. They're just like, what are they? I know they said something about holiday events, but like the next holiday in the calendar year is Halloween, and that's like,
Well, unless they do like a 4th of July.
yeah, I guess.
You get to ride in the Mayflower, the Nina, the Pinta
Oh,
for
God.
Columbus Day.
The one thing I really like about the game is the lack of tutorials, where there is so much depth with each item in your inventory, but it doesn't. It's so easy to figure out. Like the game works like sailing a ship would work. Like you don't have to question like, oh, how do I get water out of the ship? Like, duh, you use your bucket. Like you don't need a tutorial for that. And I really like how the game like immerses you in the ship with your items, and you know how they work right from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is it time for a 30-second review?
From Zach?
From me.
I mean, I'll do it if you don't want to.
I want to do a 30-second review.
You want to do
Corey
one?
can do this one.
I'll do a 30-second review.
All right, I'll do one for Far Cry 5 because we'll be talking about Far Cry 5.
Talk about that.
The Jake Church TM 30-second review.
All right. Oh, let me. Yeah, so we gotta get the 30 seconds on the clock.
All right.
All right, Cory. Wow, a Cory 30-second review. This is no, that's the hours. All right, 30 seconds, and we're gonna have a speeder bike from Star Wars is gonna play when your timer's up. All right, you ready, Cory?
Yep.
And go.
All right, Sea of Thieves on Xbox One and Windows 10. It is a open world sandbox game with tons of possibility, but not a lot of variety in the mission structure. The quests are kind of boring, but the moment-to-moment gameplay with your friends, if you have them, is great. The multiplayer aspects of the game are great, but the mission structure is weird, and I don't know if I would recommend it if you don't have friends.
Oh, dang it, Apple. My phone's broken.
Was that 30?
Wait, you didn't give it a rating, though.
Oh, I'm going to say...
Oh, yeah, I always do my ratings after anyways.
I'm going to say 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Okay.
No points? No, not like 6.9 or 7.1?
No, 7.
7 flats, that's a rookie score, man. That's a rookie score.
I guess. All right, 6.5.
Because I said 6 out of 10 for Mario Odyssey, and people got mad at me, which I've since rated that game a little bit higher.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't...
6.9.
Like, it's so hard to say everything I want to say about the game because there's so much to it, yet there's so little to it. You know what I mean? Like... I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, my problem. The only thing I have with it right now, I like the game a lot more. I think I bragged or hated on it a little bit before it came out. The part I don't like about it is the gripe I had about it, but I actually do enjoy the game a lot more than I gave it. When the credit I was giving it before. It's my gripe.
I think it's because you're playing with us. You know.
That's it's always good when you play with friends. But my big gripe is like, all right, so my overall goal. To get up high in these factions.
Yeah.
It's like, well...
And that is the only goal.
That's the only goal. For other games, usually getting high in a faction or something is not the main idea of the game. It's one of the main ideas. It might help you towards the main idea, but it's not usually the main idea. And this, it is the main idea. So which means it's still... because how they made the game, it's still very fun. It's still a lot of fun to especially play with friends. The part that I'm going to struggle keep playing it is eventually we are going to get high in these factions, and then it's the same thing. You just keep going and going.
One other thing, I don't have any nostalgia for any Rare games. Like people say, oh, this is what Rare makes, like this art style. The game looks incredible. Let me tell you that.
The water is some of the best that I've seen.
Best water in the game, like in any game I've ever seen, and we're still playing on our OG Xbox Ones. Like these consoles are almost 5 years old, and like this game looks incredible. Like I can't believe what they accomplished from a technical aspect, but from a gameplay aspect, it's not what you want it to be, and that can be disappointing for most. But for me, it's just like
I'd say
it's a fun sandbox.
first time you play it with friends, you should absolutely try to talk like a pirate because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, I don't know about them, but when I first played, I strictly tried to speak like a pirate. Since then, now that I kind of know how the game works, I'm like, all right, buckets. We need buckets right now. The ship's sinking.
Now you just turned Australian.
Yeah, that too, because Australians are fun.
But anyway, other video games?
Far Cry 5? Oh, wait, what do you got there, Zach?
There's one thing I want to bring up real quick.
Zach's got an I guess we should say it. IGN.
Fortnite. I'll bring that up later.
Oh, okay.
But something about Fortnite that I found a video of. So there's a rumor going around
Oh, I know he's going to say
that Tilted Towers is going to disappear.
Yeah.
Right, with the comet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like apparently, like I realized this when I was playing too, that like your controller will randomly vibrate.
Yeah.
So apparently that's part of it.
Really?
So some kid, apparently it's Morse code, or like there's a rumor that it's Morse code
God.
because this kid actually,
Looked up the Morse code.
yeah, he looked at the Morse code and solved it. It's the first part is the exact square where Tilted Towers is, and the second one we think is a date of like this coming up month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As in April?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was playing duos with former Pixel Forest member Jake Church, and he kept saying like my controller keeps vibrating. I think my controller's dying. I was like, no, dude, mine's doing it too. It's something with the game. I think it's glitching out. And then we saw the comment, and we're like, what the fuck's going on in this game? Like, it's weird, man. I kind of like what they're doing because
It is cool. It's pretty cool.
It's sort of like the rumor goes along with like the spacesuits added in this game, like the dinosaurs, the skulls, the explosion emotes and stuff like that.
I didn't even think about that. The one I read, so I talked about the vibration and the Morse code and obviously the comment.
Right.
The other thing is someone said that the map also resembles, I think they said Poland, and where Poland had a nuclear meltdown in one area of the country is exactly, and the map of Poland, geographically, it's the same exact spot Tilted Towers is located.
Really?
that's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So I don't know how legitimate that is, but I did
That
read that.
sounds weird.
It was on a Barstool blog post today.
That sounds like that guy jumped through a lot of hoops to get to that conclusion.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But I read it and his research was done. So I mean, if you read the blog post, it seems very convincing.
His research was donezo.
And yes, it had many notes
No,
on there
no,
about Gina.
that's not- It's not.
So I do also we do have a Fortnite related question in a way.
Ship it.
So from Hundi Gerard.
So I'll just read the whole thing out.
Oh boy.
Y'all know anyone who is into Fortnite Battle Royale and isn't normally into video games? And he goes into, I know a few too many, not that it's a bad thing, but it makes me want to curl up into a dark hole when I tell someone I play games and they play, oh, like Fortnite?
Oh, well, thanks for listening, Hundy.
That's kind of like what happened with like Minecraft and stuff like that.
Definitely, I think it's a relatable question for gamers. I think a lot of gamers are seeing this happen in the community right now. A lot of maybe low-key gamers that don't play as often this game has attracted all sorts. It's attracted people who play often, maybe every weeknight, and people who maybe just like bought NHL when it came out once a year, and now
They want to try something new.
they do.
Yeah, it's
100%. I know people. I have my friend who lives in New York City. His internet's on the fritz right now, so he strictly only played FIFA because he's really into soccer, as I spoke earlier. Now that his internet's working, he asked me, what's the first game you should buy? I'm like, dude, you should probably buy Fortnite. So I was part of the poison, but he loves it. He's not a hardcore game. If I told him to buy Far Cry, he wouldn't enjoy it. But Fortnite's perfect for him. He loves it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They're part of the gaming community, whether you accept them or not.
Yeah.
Dude, besides all the stuff with like Drake and Roseanne and Norm Macdonald tweeting
Carl
about it
Anthony
and all that
Towns
stuff, like
plays it. Ben Simmons.
I cannot believe how big it's gotten. One, but here's where it hit me. Like I was at a baptism, and this Catholic family that I've known my whole life, like very strictly like religious, like they were all talking about Fortnite at this baptism. I'm like in church talking about strategies in Fortnite, and I was like, that's it. This game is like the biggest thing ever. Like no one was doing that with Minecraft or freaking God knows what else.
I mean, there's countless books from Minecraft.
Yeah, think about all the swag, the Minecraft swag, and like how much money.
I don't think this is bigger than Minecraft, but it's on its way. It's on its way.
Yeah.
No, but I mean it's weird. So you're right. You have the fun element of it being a battle royale style, and PUBG, who was setting records.
Yeah.
They set the stage, and they didn't even realize they're doing it. They're like, yeah, we're nailing our stuff, and I'm sure PUBG's not in any problem with money, without the copies they sold. But they're sitting there. They really set the stage, and now Fortnite was like, well, we're gonna take your style, we're gonna add our style, and then we're gonna do add a little bit of tweaking here and there, and they have a game that's perfect for all ages. As long as once you get past the fact cartoons are shooting other cartoons.
That's the other thing. I think it's the other reason why I don't think it'll surpass Minecraft, even though it is free.
It's the fact they're shooting so much.
Yes, there's shooting in it, which I know a lot of parents aren't down with. Also, there's not a lot of there's no real progression or end game in Fortnite, whereas Minecraft, you're working toward a common goal, whether it's building a structure with your friends or beating that stupid dragon, which is part of the story per se. Fortnite, there's none of that. It's literally drop in, drop out, just shoot a bunch of dudes, and if you win...
I've seen some people do some crazy things, though, in Fortnite. Like, they completely covered Loot Lake and pyramids.
But like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
It's not like you can drop into Fortnite, like, just as a private game and build shit,
No, it's definitely. I could see Fortnite is a game where you play it for maybe a week or two, and then when it's lost its fun, you go do something else. Whether it's play a different game or to do one of your another hobby that you may enjoy. But it's a game you can come back to.
Yeah.
It's it's such a rare thing to win that that kind of keeps it a little bit fresh. Like every time you win a game, right, it kind of resets the clock, and you're like, all right, I'm good now. I can keep playing for a little bit longer. But no, I think it's a big game. If as of right now it doesn't show there's any way of declining, especially the way they keep adding stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
So this relates to another question.
Oh, God.
Actually, the sort of relation.
Why are we nervous about the questions? We love our community.
Because I know it's a can of worms every time Zach
questions.
reads
I'm
one.
terrified.
No, I love the questions. I have so much to say about each one.
All right, so this is from Craig Malixon.
What?
Malixon. I realized I just butchered his name.
I don't know if you're just bad at saying names, but this is my new favorite segment. You're trying to decipher the
There's going
I'm-
to be a montage of
I'm just-
Zach butchering names.
This is by Craig.
We'll have our own
Smythe.
I do
That's
words
Smith.
good section. We'll have our own I do words good segment. 'Cause
What is his
I
name?
just
Craig
Craig Malixon.
Malkson?
Malixon.
Zach, this is Michael.
No, it doesn't.
Malkinson.
All right. Well,
Malkinson,
anyway,
probably.
Craig, thanks for listening.
Thank you and sorry for your name. Sorry for butchering your name.
Whoa!
Sorry for butchering your name.
Zach, you better just get on with the question before he
I'm just gonna go.
unsubscribes.
All right.
Zach just gets up.
I'll just leave my own house. All right. So you guys ever play a video game that you wouldn't normally play solely because there was so much fanfare around it from your friends and the internet that you just had to try it to see what the fuss was all about, even if it wasn't something you'd think you'd like?
Wait.
That was like a full round sentence.
So, I played a game.
Yes.
I want to make sure I understand this.
Yes.
I played a game solely the fact that even though the game didn't interest me at all, I had so many friends playing it and blah blah blah.
There's so much hype around
With
it.
hype and stuff.
Yes.
Yes. Let me think.
Definitely Minecraft for me. Like I thought Minecraft looked like blocky fucking like create a world garbage. And granted, I didn't really like the game anyway, but I wouldn't have bought it if it weren't for the massive freaking following it had,
Yeah. There's a couple games. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the best games I've played, or gaming moments in my life, have come from people like, dude, have you not played this yet? The original Halo for the original Xbox. How I found out about that game was even existed is my neighbor who had an Xbox. I had a PlayStation 2, so I never even heard of the game. I went over to his house one time. He's like, dude, play this game. And he had me play the first campaign and the second campaign mission. And I was instantly hooked. And like for that was like summertime. That school year, I happened to ride the bus with him. Every morning I would go wait at their house for an hour because my mother had to leave early for work. And then the hour I waited for him to get ready for school, I was already ready for school, so I played an hour of Halo every single day before I got on the school bus, and it was epic.
Nice.
But that Left 4 Dead, definitely remember that. Minecraft, you could argue.
Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, I never even heard of Left 4 Dead, and someone told me, he's like, dude, you never played Left 4
No,
Dead?
but that's like not the question. The question is like a game that you went out of your way to play on your own because of
how much you heard about it.
yeah. Like for me, Minecraft was like I
Then
I
don't
don't-
Minecraft.
okay, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Like that game was blowing up in a way that I'd never seen a video game blow up. And I like structure in my games, and Minecraft seemed like no structure at all. And they got my money. I paid the $20 and I played it for maybe like 10, 15 hours. But like
I thought Minecraft was for wimpy, whiny, cryny babies before I was talked into getting it. Because I heard all the hype, and I was like, all right, fine. I guess if
We
all
played
these
for a
people are
little
playing
bit,
it.
like one session.
Yeah. We played for a couple sessions.
did you like it though?
No, I still like Minecraft to this day. I've put so many hours into it that I had to take a break, but there's been definitely a big enough break since the last time I played it. I could go back and it'd be refreshed for me, and I'd want to go and do something in it.
Yeah.
I do still want to try Sky Factory. I really want to do Sky Factory on the PC for what do you call it, Minecraft?
Yeah,
What is that?
it's like a whole new level of Minecraft. Like there's so many different things you can do now.
It's like a mod.
It's a mod.
Yeah.
It's a mod that you can play on PC, but you can't just like chop down a tree and get tree blocks.
You literally start with one spot of dirt.
Yeah, you start with one spot of dirt and you have to go a tree, and like you can. It's just there's so many more items, and just to get like a dirt block or something, you have to like make a sifter, and you have to be able to sift dirt and get more dirt blocks. And
Sounds like a pain in the ass.
it's
It
a
is.
pain in the ass, but like so to get simple items, especially at the beginning, it's really hard to get stuff. But eventually, you can start to like create ways to farm items and to get the basic items, and then now you're building like quantum duplexers and shit. There was a
I don't know. I don't even know what
gaming
that
channel we
is.
follow. They had a blood altar, and they were trying to. I don't know what the blood altar served, but they had to make sacrifice. So first they made a sacrificial knife where you'd sacrifice your own hearts, and it filled it up. But then they were trying to make it so big that they needed more sacrifices. So he made a sacrificial chamber and just put people in it, and
I
it
know
would
what you're talking
slowly
about.
drain their health. And then he gave them a potion that would restore their health. So it's just people suffering forever.
That's weird. This is Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Yeah,
What the
and those I think I know what you're talking about.
Hey, we can plug them. We're fans of theirs.
Yeah.
So Achievement Hunter, if you love Achievement Hunter, they did a whole Sky Factory series. Like
They finally ended it. Yeah,
they did, which it was a good ending. It was like 40 parts or something like that.
roughly. Yeah.
41-hour videos.
One of them made like a whole dragon sanctuary where they bred dragons.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Actually, they did their annual fishing jamboree, which they usually do in Minecraft. They did that in Sky Factory, and that made it a lot of fun.
Speaking of Achievement Hunter,
Are we doing it?
no, Brad and I are heading somewhere over the summer
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Holy shit.
because we didn't tell Jake yet.
No, we told him.
Well,
But the
like
last
episode you hadn't
Oh,
told me.
yes. So Zach and I are going to be going to RTX in Austin,
Yep.
which it's August 2nd to August 5th.
Yep, that weekend.
So we'll be in Austin, Texas. I don't know if any of our community members are going to RTX, but absolutely hit us up. We'd love to meet up with y'all. And maybe go some panels together, go check out some things.
Well,
I've never been to RTX
We'd find
before.
a spot and just meet up there.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a little bit better. But I've never been to RTX. I've been to Texas twice. I've been to San Antonio, and I've been to Dallas and some surrounding areas in Dallas.
I went there last year.
But I've always wanted to go to Austin. Zach's been before. Zach loved it. And our friend Jake, this is kind of like our wedding present to him. We let him. I do have that video showing him, but
Yeah, you never showed me
he's
that.
always wanted to go to Austin, Texas, and then he likes Rooster Teeth. So we thought this would be a perfect present for him for his wedding. So we're gonna go down, and not only it's kind of a present for me too. I've always wanted to go, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, if any of y'all like to meet up with us, we'd love to meet you.
Yeah, we'll find a spot.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll tease the next episode.
Okay, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'll tease the next episode.
But Zach, do you have an answer to that guy's question? Craig?
I would say Dark Souls.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a good
I
answer.
heard so much about it. Like it's supposed to be like this really tough game,
Yeah.
but I also remembered how much I hate bosses.
We went really off the rails in the last question. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I agree though. I didn't play Dark Souls 1 or 2, but I bought.
That's the
3.
one I tried. I tried one.
Oh, okay.
I tried to start at the beginning,
Yeah,
and yeah,
that game's hard as hell.
Dark Souls is fucking crazy.
I know.
But it's so weird how there's such a huge following around that game that's so obscure and difficult. Like it's
My friend just sent me a Snapchat yesterday, and it was really the focus of the Snapchat was his cat was in front of the television and was trying to block it, but he was playing Dark Souls, like Dark
That's
Souls
weird.
1, and I was like,
you're like, what the
Really?
hell? That's such
Wow.
an odd thing, I
So-
guess.
because I hadn't seen that kid in 2 years, to be honest with you, and he was playing Dark Souls when I met him.
Strange.
Hmm.
Game's almost like 10 years old.
That's crazy.
All right, so Brad, do you want to talk about Far Cry? We kind of diverged away from that with the Fortnite talk.
Yeah, new games. We got a lot of new games.
Yeah.
This is a well, not since like the week when Battlefront
good week.
and World War II came out did we keep up on new releases.
This was a good week for video games because Far Cry 5, I started off really liking it before the game came out. I thought it was awesome concept, and then I got nervous and they tried adding in all this extra bullshit, and they already talked about the DLCs
With the
before the
DLC,
game.
yeah.
Before they started talking about the DLCs before they came out. So then I got
Yeah,
nervous and bashed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I still hold true to that. But I did buy the game day one. And I did play the game day one. And I love the game day one.
So
Games.
how many hours are you in as of now?
A lot.
Really?
Actually, no, not a lot. I probably 6 or 7.
All right.
Maybe 8.
I've heard the campaign is about 20, so you're probably like almost halfway.
I
Unless
just
you're-
beat. There's 3 distinct regions. I'll get into a little. Here's a little bit of background. So there's the one guy who is in charge of the cult. It's called the Father, and I think all 3 of the people, the side people are like his siblings. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And each sibling is divided up into a region of the map, and that sibling controls that region. Now each sibling also is controlled at different parts of the operation.
Right.
Like there's one where there's these flowers that get you like all high, but it's like their version of the high, and you start seeing twinkly stars.
That's a Far
And
Cry game for you.
Yeah,
really?
and so the enemies, there's normal enemies, you just have the guns, but then there's enemies that don't have guns, they just have weapons, and they can kind of run a little bit faster, and they have a mask over their mouth, and they're just breathing in these fumes like crazy. So kind of, and it's almost like they're zombies, kind of.
That's weird. So that's how the game is structured. It's like the 3 regions, and then that's how you get to the main boss.
Yeah, and you know what? Unlike all the other Far Cry games, there's no climbing radio towers to activate parts of the map so you can see more parts of the map. They even troll it in the first part of the game. You climb one radio tower, and you get to the top, and you turn it on, and he goes, "Thanks, don't worry, I won't have you climbing around all these other
my
radio towers."
God. That
I-
seems
That one radio
lame.
tower unlocks the whole map.
That's
Right
I
there.
actually
Stupid.
enjoyed
Oh, I thought it was
doing that
hilarious.
stuff, like the climbing the radio towers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, I liked it too, but I'm not against them getting rid of it. They're
No.
trying to keep it fresh.
No, I think
Yeah.
it's funny. I love how it's like that's what Ubisoft was criticized for, you know. And,
Yeah.
And now they're just fully like, yeah, we get it, guys.
Yeah.
But no, the
It's
game-
good they did that though. At least,
Yeah.
at least they're listening.
It took fucking 8 years, but finally,
So,
Did they have it in 2? The radio towers?
Far Cry 2.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I started.
I think
on
there's only
3.
I think it was only 3 and 4 that they had it.
But I'm saying like all of their games.
Didn't they have it
like,
in Primal as well?
like
Technically, it was mainly like outposts that you just
I didn't
ransacked
play
and
Primal, so.
they had like bonfires that you lit.
yeah.
So all right, same thing.
But
pretty
same
much.
thing.
You just didn't have to climb.
No, I'm saying like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, The Crew, like all of their games all had
yeah,
like
you're
tower
right.
climbing,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely right.
bullshit like that.
Oh, I never made
But
that.
anyway,
True. Huh.
so
Games.
I,
I have a
never made
question.
that connection.
you mentioned the main bad guy in Far Cry 5.
the Father.
Is he good? Like, is he a good character? Because that's like the main draw as far as the story goes, right?
Yeah, I heard a podcast that talked about most of the Far Cry games. It's not always about the protagonist, which most games are about, like the protagonist. This has always been about the Far Cry games have been about the antagonist and how well the bad guys have been structured. So,
Seems like it, yeah.
what was it? Voss? Was that his name?
Voss
Voss
was
was
3.
3
He wasn't even the
awesome.
main one.
Yeah.
amazing bad guy. So, I love Voss. And then
Pagan.
Pagan Man was in 4.
Yep,
He was
and
pretty good.
He was pretty good. I liked Voss better. But
Yeah.
Pagan.
Pagan Man was good.
And then so now you have the father and then his brothers. I'm not gonna lie. Or his siblings. One of his brothers, I think his name is John, and it's John Seed. He's one of the brothers. I actually like him better than the father. The father doesn't really get like angry a lot. He's just more like, yes, embrace me, brother.
That's
You know,
almost like
says,
creepy in a
spirit-
way.
It is. No, it is creepy. He's a very good bad guy. But the John Seed when his brother, I got to a cutscene where he actually gets like really angry and like kind of like at you and he wants to kill you, but he's like really, you can see how deranged he is. And he's the one who's in charge of the zombie people too. So he's a little fucked up. And I liked him so far better than the father, but I have still so much story to go. So.
Right, yeah, you're still early. But what about you? Like, what is? I know your character, the protagonist, is voiceless, which is kind of a turnoff for me.
It doesn't really. It's fine.
But like, who are you? Like, what is your story? Like, how do you end up
are
there?
a sheriff. So there's apparently this town in this valley have had issues. So the local sheriffs call up is it the FBI? I can't remember if he's an FBI or DEA or something like that. Basically, a government agency, and they send one agent, and you're the rookie sheriff. You just joined, like the sheriff organization. And they tasked you to this town. So if you've never been to the town, you are a sheriff, but you've just been. This is your first time going to town. You're with the government agency, the one,
the agent,
the one agent. And then other members of the sheriff's department that have been there in the town. You land in the middle of one of the major cult areas in a helicopter. And you go in there you have a warrant for the arrest for the father, the main guy. And he willingly goes. And as you're walking out...
Well, don't spoil too much there, Brad.
Yeah, all the Peggies start attacking the helicopter. Helicopter crashes and each one of the siblings... No, it's right. This is fine.
This is like the opening bit, right?
This is the first 10 minutes of watching it. Helicopter crashes, and each one of the siblings takes one of the members of your crew. So in each region where you're trying to defeat one of the siblings, you're also trying to get one of your members of the crew back.
Okay.
And are those like the AI companions or no?
I think you can hire them. That's the other thing, too. You can, when you clear outposts, usually there's a person there that you can pay them money, and they'll follow you around. They're not very strong. They die quickly. But each one you hire, they all have different skill sets. Like the first guy I hired was just like an assault rifle guy. There's a girl that you can hire that she has a rocket launcher, but she won't shoot it often. But when she does shoot it, it's like usually an epic moment. So yeah, the game. I love the game.
Cool.
And I will say this also too. The other reason why the Far Cry series is just like how random shit happens.
Yeah, that's
true.
That's what that franchise is known for.
Yeah, I was playing with a friend and he was at one of the gun dealers in the middle of the woods. We were like at a lake, and there was a gun dealer there. So he's in the menu. He can't see anything around. He's just in the menu buying a gun. I'm outside the menu. I'm looking at him at the gun dealer, and like you said, he's in the woods, and you see this black bear start running through the woods. It kills the gun dealer he's at, but he's still in the menu. And I'm telling him, like, run, dude, run. It just killed the gun vendor. He came out of the menu, and the bear was slapping him in the face.
Nice.
Oh, God. And so he jumps in the pond and starts swimming back to me. I'm shooting the bear, but the bear takes a lot of bullets to kill.
Yeah.
What do you know? Apparently, there's bad planes and good planes that fly around, and randomly, if they find you, bad planes will attack you. Good planes will try to protect you. A good plane had just found him at the time when he was swimming across the lake, and the bear was swimming after him. And all of a sudden, you just see bullets start splashing in the water, and the bear just dies in the water. So we dove in the water and looted it for its skin.
Nice.
I was gonna say, do they still have like the skinning aspect of it?
Yeah, which you can trade in your skins for money. I think that's all the.
That's it.
And the meat, you get meat from too, and you can use the meat as bait.
Okay. I mean, does it have like the thing where like you skin certain animals, you can upgrade your stuff, or no?
No. You just get perk points now. You get perk points, and they unlock new skills like grappling.
Okay, so they kept that, but just got rid of the upgrade. So what do you do with your inventory stuff wise? Like, how do you can you increase that?
So far, I can see you can just sell it. Which you want money in that game to upgrade your weapons. That's how you upgrade your weapons. Like
right.
So I bought new scopes, a silencer for a sniper rifle, and once you buy a weapon, even though you only have 2 inventory slots or 3 if you get the perk, if you get like a new weapon, if you drop it, if you go to another gun vendor, you don't have to buy it again. You can buy your weapon, and it comes with the attachments you've already purchased with it. So, it's different, but I like it. It's a good different.
Do you want to do a 30-second review?
Do I want to do a 30-second review?
You don't?
No.
Are you far enough into it? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Far enough into it.
All right. 30-second review for Far Cry 5.
Starring Brad Collier.
Ready?
Oh, I said my last name. Shit.
Collier. Go.
I think we've already said it.
Far Cry 5, my first Far Cry game since Far Cry 4. Awesome game so far. I'm loving it. Love the randomness. The flying is a little bit difficult to start, but I'm sure I'll master it eventually. A little bit different, a little bit tweaks in here, but so far all the benefit. The story, oh my God, it's amazing. Played a little bit into the arcade mode of it. The arcade mode is really wacky. Seems like every map's user created. It kind of sucks. So I don't recommend for the arcade, but play with friends. Play the story mode. The story mode is amazing. I'm giving it a 7.9 out of 10.
30 seconds.
Okay.
Almost an 8. I'm sure the more I play it, it'll become an 8 and get higher.
Would you say 7.9?
7.9 out of 10.
Okay.
All right.
Do not play
Respectable.
the arcade. Arcade is terrible.
Yeah. Well,
That's all user created stuff, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you like
it's all.
create a level stuff, which I'm not into.
No.
There's like not any generic multiplayer maps, and this is one of those games where, in the arcade mode, it takes so long to kill a person that it's just annoying.
Okay.
Be sure to like, subscribe. All 200 plus subscribers here, we love you. And if you're not a subscriber, either click the subscribe button or fuck you.